All right. So, what we're talking about right now, I'm very excited about. I think Chris is excited about this too. Any topic I know that's about Instagram, Chris says, approved. Approved for the show.
This is
Yeah.
it's true. It is my preferred
So,
platform.
I don't know if you have your phone next to you. I don't know if you want to follow along as we do this, as I do this handy dandy
Mm-hmm.
tutorial. You don't have to because it's going to happen live right in
No,
front of you.
I may as
Okay.
well.
Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, let's
Okay.
do it.
So, this is Instagram's new create mode. Let me just first say, to access this, as with most new features, you need to have the most updated version of Instagram. If you've had, I own an iPhone. I know I should be more informed about other platforms, but I don't know. So if you have upgraded to the new iOS, they moved how you update your apps, which is a pain in the butt. It's a nightmare. But if you go into
I've been holding off.
if you go into apps, you have to click on your account, and then there's the updates are in there. But Chris, if you're on the older one, you should be good to go with the normal way. Just make sure you have the most updated Instagram. So you start on your feed.
Great.
We're going to start on our feed here. I picked a lovely picture from a new Turkish restaurant. It has cheese pull. I'm going to go there. This is not a sponsor, by the way. We need to still get Chili House as a sponsor, but that's not what we're doing right now. So you're going to swipe to your camera. So the way you would swipe to go over to stories. Chris, can I make a confession here?
Yeah.
I don't know swipe right or left. I don't know which way is actually the way. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand if I swipe one way, which direction am I? So to get to this screen, how did you just swipe?
The way you're swiping is where you end. So I start thumb on the left
Got it. So you went to
toward the right.
Okay. See, I
In
don't
other
know.
words, swiping to the right.
Swiping to the right. I think that's what I see to use. To the instead of just the direction. Okay. See, even I learn on this show. All right. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So now when you do that, you get your camera usually comes up. This is not me live. Shocker. I'm out in my backyard. But you'll notice beside the normal mode, there is the create button. Or at least there should be. Chris, are you seeing that? Little
Got it.
create
I'm
button.
on it.
Okay, fantastic. So now this might look a little bit different for you than it does in this actual walkthrough because I was using the branded a business account, but they should be essentially the same. There's just a couple of differences. All right, so now you should see something like this. It says tap to type. It's a gradient. And now, it may not be exactly like this because obviously this is Facebook's thing. They may change it. This is as of the time of this recording. This is what we're working with. And you can start with just typing some text, right? So you can type that, all right? But you'll notice on the bottom, there are other options. If you swipe to the right, is that right, Chris? Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how the kids say it.
Okay. So if you swipe to the right, you'll see all these other modes. The first one being adding a GIF background to your story. Now this one is pretty wild. I love me a GIF. It's one of my favorite things. Anyone that texts with me knows.
It's true. I can validate this.
I'm obsessed with them. If I could only talk with GIFs, I feel like I could get my way through life. Even in business, I feel like I could do it. So now you could search for whatever you want to pull the GIF image of. In my case, I went with pizza because pizza's delicious. So
I'm going with nose pick.
okay, go with nose pick. That's a great choice. Great choice. I'm kind of jealous. I didn't do that one. All right. So then I picked the GIF that I wanted from my pizza options. It was a hard choice, but I went with this one, which is cowboy riding a pizza slice in space. I mean, why wouldn't you choose that one? That's the one that everyone wants. And now you can add your text or even a sticker on top of it. I think you could go super meta and go GIF on GIF, which might just blow my mind.
GIFs all the way down.
right? So you could do that. All right. So this is that GIF option. All right. Now this other one was pretty cool. I thought this ties into the sticker, the music sticker. It's a template. And this one there's a ton of different templates that it offers you. So if you hit the dice at the top, it randomizes different templates that are available that Instagram just makes for you, right? So this track gets me. What you would do is you'd accept this, and then you would put the music sticker with the song or the band, that the track, if you will, I guess, that gets you, and you'd put it in the middle over the spot, the square. So it's giving you kind of this template to really move you towards using the music thing. But there's a ton of these in there, ton of different ones. You just hit that dice button and it randomizes them. Gives you some cool templates. Are you seeing all these so far, Chris? Are you also seeing these on a personal? Okay, good. All right. So next, this one, so this one was just a randomization again. We're still in templates, but I hit the dice and I got like a quote of the day one, So everyone loves a good meme, a good quote of the day. This is Instagram obviously jumping on that bandwagon to say, hey, we'll give you a template that just, here's your quote of the day type template. Now, the next one over is a poll. So this exists as a sticker, but for whatever reason, they've also brought it over into the Create. And you can also, if you notice, there's dice at the top. You can hit it and randomize the types and formatting of the polls. So again, a really cool, go back into our archives, if you will, tripodpodcast.com. We did an episode talking about polls. I also have on the blog on tricycle-creative.com. If you search for Instagram, I did a whole article on the power of like polls for a business, and some options, really creative options you can do for that. So this one, pretty cool, but also useful on a personal level, right? And then we're going to get into another section here, which is questions. So this one, again, pulls in and really wants you to use that music sticker type thing with what song should I listen to? Okay, so
This one I like.
Yeah, right?
I'm not a huge fan of the poll.
Yeah, me neither. I like this one a lot. I'm always in search for new music. So I really do like this one a lot.
Yeah.
And this does give someone the option when you send it, they choose the song in there. So I think that's pretty neat. And we got a couple more here, but I think this is all really cool because what Instagram's really doing is giving you, again, these templates like right out of the box inside of this create area, right? So, okay. So now we have a timer or a countdown. I actually used this before today's show. So we have a countdown here of whatever. You set the whatever the timer is for, you set the day and the time, and it does a countdown. So Chris, this could be useful obviously for the band, right? If you guys want to do a countdown before a show, or I also happen to know that you guys have an album coming out soon-ish.
November 22nd.
There you go. So you could use something like this, I can only assume that this stays inside your stories for as long as the countdown's going.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Right? Because
I can't imagine it just living there for a month.
No, well, I don't know. Because when I went
unless I pin it.
Well, when I went in to pick it though, yeah, that might be it. When I went in to pick it, I mean, it didn't limit me of date and time. So in theory, you could do whatever date and time. I mean, I would assume hours would convert to days. So in this picture, you see days, hours, minutes. I'm sure seconds goes away until you get down to, a single day. Something like that.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out. So last one we have here is a quiz. So this is one you can present to your audience, the question and the options. They fill it out, and you get results. So there was one other one that, give me 1 second here, that I did mention that I think you have, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the On This Day. Do you have the
Right.
On This Day?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah. So if you're an individual account, you will have the On This Day, which are like throwbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you
Yeah.
go to On This Day, there are dice on it from the screenshot I took. If you hit those dice, does it randomize the time period also, or just the design?
No, it's all the years. Anything that you've posted on that day over the past few
Oh,
years.
interesting.
o-
Okay.
Over your entire feed.
Oh.
So I've got stuff from, 8 years ago, whatever,
Interesting.
popping up.
Okay.
So it's 1 year ago,
So it's
however
the
many.
time period, but just on that particular day.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then also like when me and someone else started following each other.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That sort of deal.
So this is a cool one from a personal standpoint. This does not exist, at least at launch. It did not exist on brand accounts inside of the Create field, but this does exist for individual users. Maybe and hopefully they'll roll this out for business. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe there's a good chance that the way the business account is structured, it might be a little bit different, but I don't know. That's based on absolutely nothing. I have no insight or idea of why that might be the case. The only thing I would think is that technically Instagram business accounts are relatively new. So
Right.
the only thing I can think of is that maybe once you make the shift over, it kind of resets. So there just may not be as much to work with as there is from a personal standpoint.
Right.
So
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
So what do you think? What do you think of the Create tab?
I didn't think I would like it because I'm not really into stories, but I see now that the whole reasoning behind this is for people like me who don't use stories to start using stories. It's basically like, here's a few things you can put on your stories,
Yeah.
Let us help you out. You feel like you don't have anything to add? Like, well, here you go. Here's a few things.
And I think, Instagram wants to keep driving you towards stories. We just posted up a poll in here. I'm curious to know what part of Instagram that you use the most. Stories, the actual feed, IGTV, or DMs and chat. So for you, do you live mostly on the feed?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's like 99% the feed, 1% my brother sending me memes
That's a pretty good.
from feeds that I then go and follow.
Yeah.
You know.
That's pretty good. I stick to feeds a lot too. I do get my brother-in-law's always looking out for me when it comes to Star Wars stuff. So if I somehow miss it, I know it's gonna slide its way into my direct message box about something going on with Star Wars. So he's a good old reliable on that one.
Sure.
Or it's my wife sending me puppy stuff, puppy videos, or my sister-in-law sending me definitely puppy videos. Which, listen, everyone needs that. It's important. It's important. Everyone needs those things in their life. So get out there, try create mode, create some
For
things.
the record.
Yeah.
When you use this create mode, you do have to put a picture with it. I was sitting there messing with it, trying to add a
interesting.
countdown.
Interesting.
I was like, well, why won't it let me post it? And then you still have to add
a photo
something
or
in the
something.
background. Some sort of photo. You can't add just the countdown timer.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Good to know.
So if you want to see my handiwork, you can go
I do.
check out. You can go
have
check
my phone on
out
me.
the Possum Posse on Instagram.
Follow them or else.
Yeah, or else don't.
Or yeah, that was actually the or else. You just follow them or else you don't have to. So that's fine too. So
But you should.
you should, for God's sakes, just do it. What else are you doing with your life? Nothing. Sorry, this got too hostile. I didn't mean it to got so hostile all of a sudden.